What's up guys, it's Paralyzer here, and welcome to Zombies Map Reviews. In today's episode, we will be reviewing the most nostalgic Zombies map, Kino Der Toten. We will be ranking the map based on 3 criteria: features, replayability, and atmosphere. These are my opinions, so try not to take offense if they don't align with yours. While testing the map, I'll be going for a high round, beating all of the Easter eggs, and also playing a multiplayer game. Kino is the first map on Black Ops 1 Zombies and comes on disc along with 5. It takes place at Group 935's Kino facility, which is an abandoned theatre in Germany, as hinted to by the name, which translates to Theatre of the Dead. But how did we get here? I thought Richtofen's plan was to get to the moon from Der Riese. Well, due to the Wunderwaffe overloading the teleporter, our crew gets sent through time and space and ends up in Kino in 1963. During this process, Richtofen also loses his diary, and our crew must find a way out in order to keep Richtofen's plan in place. Now that the story is covered, we move on to the juicy stuff. Starting off with the first category, features. The first change on this map is of course the weapons. We are no longer on World at War, we're on Black Ops 1. That means all of the box and wall guns have been changed. Thus, a complete new loadout of powerful weapons, including the Commando, RPK, and... well, yeah, that's actually about it. The BO1 guns suck. But some do have cool and unique effects, like when the crossbow is pack-a-punched, it distracts zombies like monkey bombs. Or, when the ballistic knife is pack-a-punched, you can shoot it at teammates to revive them. While on the subject of weapons, the ray gun returns once again as a wonder weapon, and the monkey bombs return as equipment. But we do have a brand new wonder weapon on this map, the Thunder Gun. One of the most iconic and powerful wonder weapons of all time. This weapon has 14 shots by default, and 28 when pack-a-punched. And a single shot deals infinite damage and wipes out an entire horde of 24 zombies. This is probably the single greatest thing in Kino, and it's one of the greatest wonder weapons ever made. It has so much ammo and destroys zombies. Not only that, but it's also extremely good if you get cornered at saving your life. For perks, the original 4 return, but Quick Revive is now changed to only cost 500 points on solo. Not only this, but it can now revive the player if they down while they have it. This allows solo players to last longer, as in World at War, if you died, the game ended. This did mean that you lost all your perks, but it was a small price to pay for a second chance at life. Another perk change was the addition of a 5th perk, Mule Kick. This was added 10 months after the release of Kino, but when bought, it would allow the player to carry 3 guns at once. Downing would mean you lost Mule Kick and your 3rd weapon, but it was still a good addition, although I won't be counting this towards the ranking for this map, as it was released a long time after. This map brought back the power switch once again, and also had the pack-a-punch machine. To access the pack-a-punch, you had to first turn on the power and then link a teleporter pad. This would allow the player to teleport to the pack-a-punch free of charge. Within the room they teleported to, the player would be completely safe, but they would only have 30 seconds to pack-a-punch any guns that they wanted to upgrade. Once the timer expired, players would be teleported out, and sometimes into other secret rooms that had different meanings. Some of these rooms contained film reels that the player could pick up. These could then be inserted into the projector on the next visit to Pack-a-Punch, and would give quotes similar to the radios in the map. Speaking of which, there were also 2 radios on the map that also gave audio explaining more about the zombies' story. Once again, the classic music Easter egg returns, this time having the player interact with 3 meteors on the map, which would play the song 115. There were, however, no other Easter eggs on this map, meaning it was a step back from Der Riese, as it had nothing close or similar to the fly trap. The iconic dog rounds also returned, giving the players max ammo every 4 to 6 rounds. There were also a new enemy added in this map once the power had been turned on, the Nova Crawlers. I can't stand these guys. They're little crawling zombies that when killed release a cloud of gas, damaging the player and blinding them. These guys suck. There's nothing worse than accidentally killing one and getting slowed down by their gas. They are literally only there to ruin your trains and your life too. Another new addition to this map was the Fire Pit, which was a trap that when activated would spring fire from the floor, setting alight zombies and killing all zombies to walk through it. This was a cool new concept for a trap and featured on the map alongside the classic electric traps. Overall for features, I'm gonna have to give Kino Der Toten a 7.5 out of 10. This is lower than Der Riese as it doesn't have any Easter eggs that come close to the level of the fly trap. It does add a cool wonder weapon though and brings a new enemy type too with the Nova 6 crawlers. This doesn't feel like a step forward from Der Riese, more of a step sideways to transition into a new game. Next up, we have to judge Kino on its replayability. This map was almost a revelation when it comes to replayability as it doesn't provide any good camping spots. Now Shino Numa and Verrucht were both poor for this too, but Kino is somehow even worse. This forced players to find new ways to play that weren't just sitting in a corner all game. This led to the idea of training, which was pretty much conceptualized for the first time in Kino. This meant that instead of sitting in a corner, players would run in circles, gathering up the full 24 zombie horde before killing them all, usually with a single shot of the Thunder Gun. This completely changed the way zombies was played and would change it for the future for everybody playing. Some would say this revolutionized the way zombies is played, especially because of the iconic Syndicate 115 video. Overall, I would say this map sucks for camping. It also sucks for Easter egg replayability, but in terms of high rounds, training on this map is as good as it gets. When it comes to multiplayer, the replayability on Kino is different, because when you're training, only one person can train on the stage. Now, 2 people can train in this area if you have one on the stage and one kind of off the edge where the turret is, but with more than 2 people, the training strategies on this map can get more and more complicated and more difficult to pull off. This in turn makes it much more difficult to play the map on higher players, as you just don't have any good strategies. But I do still find this map fun with multiple people, and it can definitely be played for a long time. So for those reasons, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 for replayability. I think the introduction of training is important, but the lack of Easter eggs are killing these scores every time, as I just love doing them. I also think casuals would struggle more on this map, but hardcore players prefer this map over something like Der Riese, which I ranked higher. On to the final category now, which is atmosphere. This map is set in a creepy, abandoned theatre. It's a very cool concept for a map, and different from the facility maps that we see now. It has personality. This was when zombies used to take a unique location and transform it into a space to kill the undead. I love how when the power is turned on, the map transforms and holes appear in the roof for the Novas to come through, letting the light seep in from the outside world. That being said, it doesn't feel as eerie as Verrucht. It doesn't have a certain colour to it other than brown and grey, but it does feel special and a one-of-a-kind zombies map location. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think this map has a great atmosphere, and I love the touch of the projector playing movies, which definitely adds a layer of immersion. The barrels full of Nova crawlers are also a creepy yet necessary addition to make you feel even more creeped out. I just don't think there's anything in particular that makes this map stand above the rest when it comes to the atmosphere. It's a little basic for my liking, which is why it gets a 6. To conclude, this means that Kino Der Toten gets a 7.5 for features, a 6 for replayability, and a 6 for atmosphere, giving it an overall score of 6.5, which puts it in B tier. Overall, this map feels like a transition from World at War to Black Ops 1. It does add a cool new wonder weapon, an annoying new enemy, and even caused players to develop a whole new strategy to kill zombies. That's all for the review. Let me know what you think of Kino Der Toten in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like on it. I'll see you in the next zombies video. Have a great rest of your day.